Y'all ready? Y'all ready? It's Freaky Friday. Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Taylor Andre. Waking up with Taylor Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. It is Freaky Friday. Better not bring your kids any Friday. Not today, not next Friday, not the Friday previous. Like, never bring your kids on Friday. Ever. Do you bring your kids to the club? No. That's why you don't bring them on the Freaky Friday. So today we're going to talk about the news. We're going to jump into, so the question today is about polyamorous relationships versus monogamous relationships. Would you rather like go get your friends and tell your friends and get some, because we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all y'all cheating on each other, or just have an open relationship and have a boyfriend and a girlfriend on the side. So we're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about it. The pros, the cons, the here, the there, whatever you want to discuss, let's talk about it. And if you're interested in being a part of the conversation, because we don't have the phone lines up and running yet, and since the phone lines are not up and running yet, I'm going to bring you live stream, boo, or you could call and be anonymous. Whatever you want to do. So hit the comments. Let me know. Do you want to live stream, or do you want to be anonymous and you want to call in and come through the airwaves? Whatever you want to do. That is at 12 right now. I want to dance. So can y'all just dance with me, please?
Son días que nos vemos y creo que un tesoro encontré. Será verdad uno de los procesos. Es que eres tal como te soñé. Cuando me ves no le tengo que decir. Si mi sonrisa no sabe mentir, lo que no sabe es que mi sueño me va a cumplir. Si tú me ves y te empiezas a repetir. Así que ya sabes, tienes la verdad para comerme el mundo al revés. Solo tú puedes ponerme. Es que ninguna compite contigo, mami. Yo quiero ser más que un amigo. Así que ya sabes, tienes la verdad para comerme el mundo al revés. Solo tú puedes ponerme, mami. Es que ninguna compite contigo, mami. Yo quiero ser más que un amigo, mami. Eres tú mi dream girl. Se hizo realidad lo que soñé. Voy navegando por tu piel. Ya mojada estaba cuando toqué. Ya tengo a mi dream girl. Ella es mía y de más nadie. Es que siempre quiero ver. Es una bendición tener. Baby say, no. Baby guarda amore, tu lo mite. Lie. No mi tu un amor suficiente. Baby say, mami, t'as mi dream girl. T'as sotto aparece de. Baby, t'as subiti. Porque son cubita fin. Cubita fin. T'as subiti. Y ya bota mi dream girl. Iri. Tranquilizado. Mami. Lo que beat me tengo. Dímelo, coya. Dímelo, coya. Los buttons inside. Watch at that time, man. The fucking music, yeah.
And you can customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Shocking, right?
I promise they don't pay us. They need to, but they don't. How do I make this so y'all can't hear? Until they pay us, we ain't playing they stuff. No, for real though. Tell Liberty Mutual we gonna need $1,500 for that 5 seconds.
Hello, you guys have to say now? What you guys?
Wish I could start it over. Baby, I need you over. Wish I could taste, kiss you down by your waist. He treat you wrong. Wish I could show you love. Wish I could make you know it. Baby, you need to know it. Where do you go? Every time I touch you there, whispering love, ain't nobody gotta hear. He lost control, doesn't even know you're here. Nobody knows, I just keep it in my head. I don't say too much, I just hit the touch. Baby, I don't say too much, I just hit the touch. Baby, I just hit the touch. Hit the touch. Baby, I just hit the touch. Hit the touch. Baby, I just hit the touch. Baby, baby, yeah. Baby, baby, yeah. Your love be like juju. You touch me, I don't know. Tonight we go late.
So this song that I am about to play is one of the nastiest songs. I love this song. Absolutely love. Just dance with me. It's Friday.
Wait.
I'm feeling freaky.
3.
What? Huh?
Doing 80 and 60 tick, cause I ain't had it in a minute. I told her when I get it, I'ma hit it. She told me that she want it, I'll be there when I'm finished. Oh girl, I'm on the way. Hey, I just left the club and I'm about to make a play. I'm on the way. Wait. She told me that she cooking, I said gonna make a plate. I'm on the way. Hey. I'm on the way. Hey. I'm on the way, ayy. I'm on the way, ayy. Oh, girl, I'm on the way. You know you on my mind. I see you getting quick from behind denim thighs. She looked at me like Nala, said, nigga, why you lying? Girl, with all that shake, you might as well come with fries. Love it when she cooks steak and taters on the side. That grown woman, she might as well add some wine. She like, baby, hurry up so we can take our time. Fine, I'ma call you in the outside. Hello?
Where you at?
I'm coming.
Baby, where are you?
Let me get my charger out the outlet.
So where you at?
Baby, let me finish putting on my outfit. I'ma be honest, I ain't even at the house. Doing 80 and a 60 tick, cause I ain't had it in a minute. I told her when I get it, I'ma hit it. She told me that she want it, I'll be there when I'm finished. Oh girl, I'm on the way. Hey. I just left the club and I'm about to make a play. I'm on the way. Wait. She told me that she cooking, I said gonna make a plate. I'm on the way. Hey. 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 Look, in 09, we used to get high, baby. Low key, we were like Bonnie and Clyde, baby. It was plain as day, we still tried to hide them feelings inside. Do you remember the time, baby? Remember, we used to vibe, baby. You roll it up, and I used to drive, baby. You light it up, and I grip your thigh, baby. Yeah. Just tell me it's mine, baby. Yeah. She like, where you at? I told you 2 rights, at the light, make a left. Wait. And you already know, parking the visitor so you won't get told. It's been a minute, baby, I've been on the road. I'm getting money cause I gotta do the show.
Yo, let's talk about, like, that's a real Southern thing. Like, when you go, because there's mad apartment complexes, and if you don't park in the visitors parking, you will get towed.
In a minute, I told her when I get it, I'ma hit it, I'ma hit it. She told me that she want it, I'll be there when I'm finished. Oh, girl, I'm on the way. Ay. I just left the club and I'm about to make a play. I'm on the way. Wait. She told me that she cooking, I said gonna make a plate. I'm on the way. Ay, ay, ay. I'm on the way. Ay, ay, ay. I'm on the way. Ay, ay, ay. I'm on the way. Ay, ay, ay.
Yo, I just want to dance. I need a DJ. I need a DJ. I need somebody who gonna play what I want to play when I want to play it, so I could just dance. I am not a DJ. I want to be clear. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you.
We are muting all the commercials. I need a DJ so there are no commercials. How about that? Can't take a break.
In a phantom, when I put up on you, it was late nights in the bando. Fucking on you good, got you bustin' like you Rambo. And you keep it hood, so you really understand, oh. You was there through my ups and downs like a camel. Ass all fat, said she get it from her mama. She just want the money, she ain't fucking with no bloggers. Fuck you on a PJ the whole way to the Bahamas. Gucci Valentino, baby, I could be your stylist. Fuck me with your friend, yeah, you was wildin'. 1942 shots, turn you to a monster. Thuggin' like you Tupac, you know that I got you. Love the way you ride it, move on his like you Rihanna. I was supposed to hit, I was never supposed to cuff you. Put you on my homie cause he said he wanna fuck you. When he asked me about you, I just told him that I want you. But now it's quiet for you cause I told him that I love you. You gon' fuck through every time a nigga call you. That's why I ball how I ball when I spoil you. We was in Miami, first time I saw you, I was in a phantom when I put up on you. It was late nights in the bando. Fucking on you good, got you bustin' like you Rambo. And you keep it hood, so you really understand, oh.
So apparently that is not the clean version. Apparently. My bad. I was unaware.
Calculan que relaciones que fracasan y de las mentiras volvería a fallar, aunque lo jure por mi vida. Mis palabras no importan ni valen ni de rodilla nada. Dice que ha visto muchas novelas y el actor debe llorar. No, ahora qué hago.
I need my what's the name? I have a what's that thing called for YouTube? I have a YouTube Red. I need to log in on here so there are no commercials.
I'm gonna catch the rhythm while she push up against me. Ooh, it's so tipsy. I had enough combo for 24. I picked you from across the room. Pretty little body dancing like go-go, hey. And you are.
Shut up, Supreme. Shut up, Chadrick, Nightman, 90 Answer, Tay Dog. Hi, Kaylin. Hi, baby. Philip, what's going on, The Truth? You staying with us today or you leaving? We doing Freaky Friday. I just want to dance for a little while. Can I? Oh, don't tell nobody.
Feeling like I'm fresh out loose. If they want the drama, got the ooze. Ship the whole crew to the cruise. Doing shit you don't even see him move. Ride with me, boss. I got a hard head, but her ass off. She want the last name with the ring on it. Cause I pulled out $1 million cash, told her bank on it.
You are unforgettable. I need to get you alone.
Now you want tables, just put bubbly in the coolest.
It's not good enough for me since I've been with you. I'm gonna sit on the street when I'm fucked up. Seen the way you're talking on my phone last night. God. It was way more than a $2 holler. Stole your
good love I provide. See some niggas talking on the side, can you keep that silent? Not quiet. Maybe saying something, but you didn't mean nothing by it. Took her to the room, in other words, kept that private. She was my heartbreak, told her keep those violets. Seen the way you're talking on my phone last night, oh God. Do it on my jet, let's keep this private. She wants me too, she ain't even in the night. Wanna make love, she ain't even in the night. We can get away, maybe to Guatemala. Got me going deep, got me all in fresh water. Fluent on a jet, what's that? Stylish. Take another sip, think it's superpowers. Whoa. If she got the hots for me, then damn it, I'm buying. I've got more pool than him and him combined. Pouring out dreams, cause we're really this high. I just had my hand on her hip, she had her eyes on the prize. Seen the way you're talking on my phone last night, oh God. Do it on my jet, let's keep this private. She wants me too, she ain't even in denial. Wanna make love, she ain't even in denial. We can get away, maybe to Guatemala. Got me going deep, got me all in fresh water.
Seatbelt, she roller coaster riding. Put you on a plane, been thinking about it. Sipping on BGA, you taste like water. Chasing me, tryna make me your partner. Maybe we can lock it.
Hora que inflama amarelo, está flaco se casi. Hora que pega na preto, rem que palpite assim. É assado, está mareado, capô de atenção com aparência, muito cuidado. Pulou, 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 pulou. Eles deixam livre pensar. Frágil na borda, em casa verde na prosa. Louca na mega mori, pundi que me enconcheu. Pulou, 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 pulou. Azul é mídio, então um vestido azul, escrito lilas que cor. Aquele dia um xinte rosa, es flama azul é mídio. Foi lá que um vestido azul, escrita lilas que cor. Minha livre creu, boca crer. 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 Pulou.
excellent vibes. That was just a fraction of the good love I provide. See some niggas talking on the side, can you keep that silent? Not quiet. Maybe saying something, but you didn't mean nothing by it. Took her to the room, in other words, kept that private. She was my heartbreak, told her keep those violets. Seen the way you're talking on my phone last night, on God. Do it on my jet, let's keep this private. She wants me too, she ain't even in denial. Wanna make love, she ain't even in denial. We can get away, maybe to Guatemala. Got me going deep, got me all in fresh water. Fluent on a jet, what's that? Stylish. Take another sip, then get superpowers. Whoa. If she got the hots for me, then damn it, I'm buying. I got more pool than him and him combined. Pouring out dreams, cause we're really this high. I just had my hand on her hip, she had her eyes on the prize. Seen the way you're talking on my phone last night, on God. Do it on my jet, let's keep this private. She wants me.
Bubaka, kaka, burizangon, buapokang, buspaja, bubaka, kaka, burizangon, buapokang, canton chica casang kong, naranja haja, so chaco incenso, retrato com gato, panela tangalaca, canton chica casang kong, naranja haja, so chaco incenso, retrato com viola, panela. Aquele torto que fazem tá chapa, fé buta fica bonito, sim mano está, tá fica bem. Aquele torto que fazem tá chapa, fé buta fica bonito, sim mano está, tá fica bem. Boa
up with different time zones. I look back and laugh like, yeah, I did that. I think I like you better, here's your bitch back. I'ma do what's best for me. I don't need no one to rescue me. Ooh, na 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 na. I see you lost in the things that you buy. You put them hoes on them just to Dubai. You fuck them silly to fill up inside. Look in my eyes, look how you cry. I see the boy that's been hiding inside. Can't patch up your boy by telling you lies. Can't make you my boy, boy, I'm really tired. Say you doing better, I heard you. Now you run your mouth and say I ain't deserve it. Pretty bitch, yeah, it's usual. Say no hard feelings, well it's mutual. Say you doing better, I heard you. Now you run your mouth and say I ain't deserve it. Pretty bitch, yeah, it's usual. Say no hard feelings, well it's mutual.
I ain't afraid to make a scene if you ain't seen me. I don't give a fuck, we in the Carl's Jr. I'll start screaming on and on. Don't test my limits cause you don't believe me. You think I won't, well I will. You could hold me until I'm right. But you like that I'm strong, you like that I'm bulletproof. Up until you're wrong, and my strength might threaten you. You like that I'm smart until you don't look so wise. You love my heart until you gotta empathize. I know you need me there. You got enough suffering to share. I do too, baby, I do too. But that's just not fair. Cause passive aggression only lasts till I'm desperate for something real. And we can talk like it's nothing till it turns to something. Just tell me how you feel, 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 can you feel me? Oh, baby, can you feel me? You say you love me, baby, and I don't doubt it. But you always find some way around it. Oh yeah. And is it love? Why we can't even keep in touch? You sleep like 20 feet apart. So tell me where you are. And if I'm being honest, it's been hard to be honest. When I do, you always tell me fix my mouth like what the dinosaur. I'm just trying to collect all my coins like I'm Sonic, so I don't have to see nothing when I'm shining. Somebody say something, somebody say something. It won't be long till I start swinging like a playground. How long I gotta wait for? Used to be talking on day 4, 5, 6, I flip, oh shit, now suddenly I'm passive aggressive, only lasts till I'm desperate for something real. And we can talk like it's nothing till it turns to something. Just tell me how you feel, 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 how you feel.
Lord have mercy. If y'all know a little bit about me, I am a music lover. I am the daughter of a DJ. I'm the niece of a DJ. Like, it runs through my bones. I'm more of a lyricist than anything else. I love the lyrics of music. It's the lyrics for me. Like, it really, truly is. I love lyricists, and that's why since I was a little girl, Jay-Z, Nas have been on my wall and have been in my heart forever. And then Earl Simmons, I was introduced to Earl Simmons, and that changed my whole life. So it's the lyrics for me. We gonna start with where we ended.
Working on the weekend like usual. Way off in it.
Aún mi slow riba 60. iba por mi mente quieta. Yeah. Mi corazón está llena, bota sinto diferencia. Tá bota mi dream girl, e som comida feel bad. Bota la que me feel safe. Tá você tá parecete. Tá bota mi dream girl, e som comida feel bad. Bota mi tá feel safe. Paso tá você me quer. E a bota mi dream girl. Baby say, no. Baby guarda mura tu lo mite. Lie. No me do nada amor suficiente. Baby say, mami tava tá mi dream girl. Tava só tá parecendo. Mami tava só me diga. Bota som comigo tá feel. Como me tá feel safe. Mas só tava só me quer. E a bota mi dream girl. Iri. Tranquilizar. La que beat me
I absolutely love music. I can't sing worth a lick, like at all, nothing. I cannot sing. But I love to sing. Well, she loves to sing. That's from The Fifth Element, if you don't know. I just wanted to inform you. Maybe you weren't aware. My favorite movie in the whole entire world is The Fifth Element. So now that I am out of, I'm in my element, I feel good, I feel great. You know who's going to be our DJ? Asaria, because Asaria's playlists are absolute, I love Asaria's playlist. And she has 15 playlists depending on her mood. So she got a dope cleaning playlist, a dope, my mom put me on punishment playlist. I really think it's labeled I'm on punishment. And that's the angry, I can't stand my mom type situation. But nonetheless, I love music. My children love music. It's in our veins. I was going to say it's in our bones. It's in our veins. But let's get to this news so we can start talking about whether or not a polyamorous relationship would be a better fit than you keep cheating on your damn baby mama, baby daddy. Can y'all been married for how long? Why don't you just open it up? We're going to talk about that. And let me know if you want to be a part of that conversation. Drop it in a chat. We can go ahead and pull you into the live while, you can be a part of the conversation, either on air. Y'all know my real number, 617-459-0041. Yeah, I forgot my number for a second. 0041. That's the real number. That's not just a real estate number. That's Taylor's number. That's the number that is connected to my phone bill. So as far as news is concerned, your president has coronavirus. How you feel about your president having coronavirus? No, now I do know people that had coronavirus and were walking around looking like me, perfectly fine, nothing is wrong, everything's cool. And so you can have it and be asymptomatic and not even know you have it, or you can have it and be on your literal deathbed. And so I am interested in knowing what type of coronavirus does your president have? Because I feel like if he has deathbed corona, he is going to then feel the effects of this highly deadly, 1 million people have died, and maybe act differently when he's supposed to be on stage and he can't because he's in a bed throwing up out of both ends of him. So God, if you can hear a prayer, I would really like for the president to be able to experience what millions of people across the globe have been experiencing ever since March. And he was like, it's a fake thing. It's going to come and then it's going to go and it's nothing. And, we're really, really good at, all these numbers. We're good. Like, I want him to be good in his bed without Olivia Pope. So, as far as other news is concerned, well, Melena, his wife has coronavirus too, but I pray, to me, she's a victim. I know a lot of people talk a lot of trash about that woman. I know they talk trash about the fact that she's a foreigner, that she came over on a modeling contract and brought her entire family over. She had an anchor child and all these things that they talk trash about her. But she is for me, this is my personal opinion, that woman is no different than all of everybody coming to America to try and get a better life, period. That's it. She's no different from anyone else. Now, she thinks she's a little different. There's an article that she is caught on tape swearing in response to children being separated at the border. Oh, what about the children that were separated? Give me an effing break. That was the first lady in July of 2018, and it's a recording of her saying these things. And it was secretly recorded tapes released by CNN showing the first lady as a callous about her husband's response to the immigration policies. And so I wish, can I have permission to play this? Let's see if we can do it. Let's see.
And they said, oh, what about the children that they were separated? Give me a break.
Give me an effing break about the children that were separated at the border. It's so sad to hear, but they didn't have that in their own countries. They sleep on the floor in their countries, so why should we give them these nice things here? You didn't have that when you were in your own country, so why are we gonna give you extra stuff while you're here? And I think that, like, in your own country, my boo, there's a lot of things you didn't have, but now that you're here, there's a lot of things that you are now afforded. And so for me, it's the fact that you are an immigrant and the very policies that your husband has put in place for everyone else, had you not been married to the president, would have applied to you as well. And so you are no different when your husband talks about these immigrants, when he talks about the Mexicans, just because you have no melanin, you lack melanin in your skin, you are no different than these people that came here to get a better life. You came here to get a better life too. And you talk about them doing it illegally. So did you. And so I just think that she has been surrounded by privilege and so far removed from, you know what, I really don't know what her life was like in her country. And so maybe she did have a little bit of money. Maybe she wasn't sleeping on the floor. Maybe she didn't have fleas. Maybe she didn't. But she's no different. For me, she is no different. And I feel like a lot of the time when we attack her, it's a little teeny incy bit kind of sort of victim blaming. Because in a sense, to me, she is kind of a victim. Just a little bit. Do Native people still pay taxes? So we were under this understanding, or I personally was under the understanding that Native Americans who had their entire country land, they didn't believe anybody owned anything. I live here, I graze here, then I pick up, I may leave, or we may, stay forever. Whatever the situation, because every tribe was different. Every tribe conducted themselves differently. But I was under the impression that after we, the United States, threw them onto barren land and told them good luck with that one of the benefits was that they did not pay taxes. And they didn't pay taxes because how are you going to pay taxes to a country when you are a nation within a nation and we got our own laws that we abide by? So the stereotypical tax question that is asked so many times is whether or not Native people pay taxes. And the short answer is yes. The long answer is yes. Like all U.S. citizens, Native people pay federal income tax to the IRS on the income that they earn. But in some cases, Native people are somehow tax exempt. And that is a myth that we all believe that is actually not true. So this whole time I'm like, yo, go get your blood tested so you can go ahead and prove that you're 1/8, 1/16, and you could say to the government, go run away. What did Nari say? It's like, go F yourself, but it's like really, I don't know. These kids have an entire different language that I do not understand. My kids walk around the house speaking a second language that is English, but with a whole bunch of letters. And I feel left out. And the reason why one of these questions came up is because like Trump paid $750 in federal income tax. You know, what does he think? He's Native American? And it's just like, well, let me clarify that myth. They pay federal income taxes too. And so for me, all Indians are subject to federal income tax. As sovereign entities, tribal governments have the power to levy taxes on reservation land. Some tribes do and some tribes don't. As a result, Indians and non-Indians may or may not pay sales tax on goods and services purchased on the reservation, depending on how the tribe, however, whenever a member of Indian tribe conducts business off the reservation, that person is like everybody else in the United States of America. They pay everything that we pay, which is wrong. Wrong for me. And so now that you have that little bit of information, I hope I educated you on something. America is fake. It's not real. They've had to condition and brainwash the minds of people, and I totally agree with that statement. Why? Because how you show up to somewhere, yo, where's my dude? He was just like, this my car. And he was just like, no, like, I went in the store and it's mine. He's just like, but this is my car. Like, I'm gonna find that meme. We're gonna play by the end of the show. It is fake. I do. We came to this country, people were here, and we were like, oh, I discovered it. I can't go upstairs to another office and sit down and throw my legs up and say, this is mine. I discovered it. No, I paid rent to be here. My name is on the building. All my stuff is in here. You didn't discover anything. And so the fact that we allow our children to learn this, and trust and believe, my children don't learn that. Whatever the school teaches them, that's fine. Just pass the damn test. But when you come home, you about to learn some real stuff. And so I say all that to say, forget America. City Girls rapper JT is frustrated that she can't vote in the election due to felony status. And so I don't know if you know, but there are many states. Massachusetts is not one of them. States that don't allow felons to vote. Felony disenfranchisement laws. So when you, like, let's do a little history, right? Let's do the knowledge. When you take a look at our history, we didn't get, I love my cousin Daisy, wherever you are, baby, I love you. She said, we didn't get 40 acres and a mule. We didn't get reparations. We got prisons. And she is absolutely right. When we were supposed to get reparations, we did not. Instead, we got the chain gang. We got, if you are out after sunset, you go to prison. We got, oh, you think you about to travel this land? You're at, what movie was that when he was a musician who was traveling and then he was a slave? I know, I can see it. Where y'all at? Drop it in the chat because I know y'all know. He was a musician. He was traveling from the north to like DC, Philadelphia, and they went ahead and enslaved him. And so when you think for 5 seconds, when it comes to prison and the history of voting and the history of like, you have to pay this tax, you have to only grandfather voting laws. Like if your grandfather voted, then you can vote. And if your grandfather was black, your grandfather did not vote because he was still a slave or a sharecropper. And so clearly your white ass was the only one who could vote. Like federal policy set this in place. And so when slavery was done, we can no longer enslave you unless you are in prison, and then we can use prison labor as a form of slave labor. So in summary, in the District of Columbia, Maine, and Vermont, felons never lose their right to vote, even while they're incarcerated. Maine, Vermont, and DC are the only you're incarcerated and you still have the ability to write in your vote. 16 states, felons lose their right to vote only while incarcerated and receive automatic restoration upon release. But still, there are 21 states where felons lose their voting rights during incarceration and for a period of time after, typically while on parole or probation. Voting rights are automatically restored after this time period. Former felons may also have to pay outstanding fines, fees, or restitutions before their right to vote is restored. So we have 21 states where you cannot vote while you're in jail, nor if you're on papers, you still can't vote. And so when you think about how many brothers are out here and sisters, I don't want to forget our sisters that are currently incarcerated or formerly incarcerated and were unable to vote during the time, came out, didn't have an ID, didn't have a job, didn't have this, didn't have that, all of those fines and fees stacked up. And so it's 3 years later, maybe they're on probation, maybe they're on parole, maybe they're not on either one, but they still owe this money. It's been 5 years since I was released out of prison and I still can't vote because you have me on papers. This is why it's important for you to pay attention to some of the questions when you're looking on the voting bill. One of the things that I also learned, shout out to China Tyler, because I'm an ear hustler and every time she speaks in interviews, like she's the real deal. She is not bought, she is not paid for, she speaks her mind and nobody else controls what she says. And she's a little unorthodox when it comes to the other politicians, but she said in a interview that civilians, people like me and you that are not politicians, can ask a politician to create a bill on their behalf and they sponsor this bill on behalf of the citizen. And so when you don't know your rights, you can't enact your rights. And so now that I know this knowledge, one of the things that if I was in another state, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, I definitely would want for citizens, if you are not in Massachusetts, please get with one of your local politicians that has values closer in line with yours and put this on the books so that felons are able to, or formerly incarcerated persons convicted of a felony, because I want to be humane, are able to vote while incarcerated, after incarceration, regardless of who you need to pay. In 11 states, felons lose their voting rights indefinitely for some crimes or require a governor's pardon in order for voting rights to be restored, face an additional waiting period after completion of the sentence, including parole or probation, or require additional action before voting rights can be restored. I hate it. Y'all already knew Alabama was one of the ones that you lose forever. Arizona, Delaware, Florida, Iowa, Kentucky, Mississippi, Nebraska, Tennessee, Virginia, Wyoming. Racist, white supremacist, racist, proud boy, racist, white supremacist. That's all I heard. That's the only thing I heard. But one of the things that her JT was born Jatavia Shakira. One of the things that I would like to see her start a movement, sort of like how Meek Mill started a movement as well, is to inform people of this is the problem, and the solution is, I really hope she got the right people in her corner so she can go ahead and, just like I said, pair up with a politician and put this on the book so a politician can, on her behalf, sponsor a bill so that formerly incarcerated persons convicted of a felony can then vote. She was charged with 24 months for scamming. She was doing fraudulent credit card charges and was released last year. Yo, a lot of these kids are scamming, B. You remember we had a show, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Stay scheming. Because, yo, the scams is so real right now. Everyone's a scammer on some way, shape, or form. And if you don't know who the biggest scammer is, I'm going to give you a second to think about it. Do 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 do. Hey, do 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 do. Do 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 do. The United States government for $5,000. So if you take a look, I'm in the process of writing another book, and this book is called Welfare Queen. So I'm really excited about this book because it is nothing like you think it's going to be. It has nothing to do with the woman back. Remember, we talked about this earlier this week. The woman from the 1980s who was really white, who was the depiction of a welfare queen, rocking a mink fur and driving a Cadillac while she was on welfare. But it's going to be about how the government and all of their cronies, aka the corporations, are really the welfare queens of America. And so while we're out here being imprisoned and having felony charges on our rap sheet for scamming, corporations do it legally, and it's called tax evasion. Give me my money, please. And it's based on policy. The truth of the matter is policy lets them get away with it. And so JT, I would really love, JT of City Girls, I would really, really love for you to do the right thing, continue to educate people on how this is wrong, why this is wrong, and how to restore the rights of humans, period. Also, to take that a step further, I personally believe that formerly incarcerated persons convicted of a felony for everything except for gun charges, I think they should be able to have their Second Amendment rights restored. Now, if, for instance, and actually, even if you had a gun charge, if it's been 20 plus years, I believe you should automatically be restored your rights. If you had a gun charge when you were 17 years old, you were in the streets of Boston, you were in the streets of Detroit, you were in the streets of Atlanta, you feared for your life, and you only had a gun for protection, you weren't out here actually like attempted murder, armed robbery type stuff, I think your rights should be restored. First and foremost, anybody who's ever walked these real streets already knows that it's a threat, and these young boys feel like they have to protect themselves. And the only form of protection that they know, even though they should be learning hand-to-hand combat, Krav Maga, I think it, like, everybody should have a little jiu-jitsu in them. But if that, for circumstances like that, you should not be able to get your CompTIA rights restored if you were convicted of armed robbery or breaking and entering with a firearm or discharged a fire, like those type of violent offenses versus people who have felons or felonies for nonviolent, automatically upon your release should be restored. And so these are just the things that I believe. JT was jailed in May of 2018 after turning herself into authorities. The rapper confirmed that she did more than I thought I could imagine in the short period of time out on bond. But now we got phones that work. Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This is Taylor Andre. How may I help you? I do not think you have the right number, but I do think you should do a story on Spark FM Online. It is a Black-owned, women-owned digital media company located in Boston, first of New England. Spark FM Online is owned and ran by Danielle Johnson. Johnson, yep. Thank you. We'd love to be in the Herald. We thank you too. We are. We should definitely talk while I'm not on air, though. So give me a call when I get off air and we can definitely discuss that more. You as well. We got phone lines. Yes, Danielle. So hopefully we could be on in the Herald. She was jailed in May of 2008. She said, now it's time to knock this down and come back even stronger. Hold my baby down, y'all. And there's a song coming out about how she did time. I say all that to say, we think that this machine called America runs smoothly, but the fact of the matter is we are disengaged in process, and had we been properly informed in school about civics like my grandmother was taught every freaking county in the state of Alabama. She knows all the counties and the towns within the counties. And she knows the process, the voting this, voting that. They took civics out of school. We know nothing about civics. They took that process away from us. And so we have to come out of school and educate ourselves. And if you are not looking to educate yourself on that, it's nowhere in your radar. You're willing to just go with the flow of process of how what is status quo of America, where for me, that's not the way it works. Tear this ish down and start over. In other news, is it 12 yet? Not yet, because I'm ready to talk about sex. The family of the black man killed by Maryland police officer while handcuffed reaches a $20 million settlement. I read this yesterday, but I wanted to expound on that. And so he was in the back of the car. He apparently shot himself. No, he didn't. And so $20 million settlement. The reason why I wanted to bring this back up is because I need more families to stop accepting $100,000. What I'm going to need is $100,000 for every year that this man or woman could have birthed a child, could have wrote a book, could have changed their life, could have inspired other. I'm going to need $100,000 for every life-altering event, for every Christmas that I miss, for every New Year's that I miss, for every, like, listen, if they ever get a hold of me and I am, quote-unquote, a hashtag, do not let these people get away with nothing but $100 million. That's what we negotiating, because she could have made $100 million and that money could have then been trickled down to her children, and that would have been the foundation for her legacy. I don't want nothing less than $100 million, because in my life I will be surpassing that. So for these families that ain't never seen $50,000 in their hand, who never they get those $10,000 refund checks, and that's the biggest money that they ever seen. When you offer them $150,000 for a loved one, they say, they like, we about to get the new truck. Navigate, like they accept this nonsense because it's unfathomable money to them. But this $20 million settlement, that's how policy changes. When you bankrupt somebody, that's when they're like, we got to do something different, because we're not trying to pay that out every time. Don't nobody want to pay that out? So now that I brought that up, so white Michigan man seeks forgiveness in attack on black family's home. Michael Frederick Jr. made the remarks after being given a moment to speak about his bond. So a 24-year-old white man accused of firing shots into the home of a black suburban Detroit family who put a Black Lives Matter sign in their front window, asked for forgiveness during court, and they forgave him. Why? Why? You want to know why? Because Jesus told you you have to forgive your oppressor. Jesus told you, Daddy, don't be mad at me. But the ideology of Christian belief that was, and we know there was a slave Bible. We know that the slave Bible had all these things about how, slaves got to listen to their masters. Masters got to get to beat their slaves. Like, there was a slave Bible that basically reinforced how I treat you. It's like a domestic violence situation. You're in an abusive relationship and you're like, let's turn to Psalms 22:48. I could whoop your ass whenever I feel like it and get away with it, and you the one that's wrong because you didn't make dinner like I wanted to. It's right there. Confirmation. Come here so I can whoop your ass again. There was a little bet far to the left, but all in all, it's the truth. NYPD planned a brutal attack on police brutality protesters in the Bronx in June. This is a report. Less than an hour into the march, about 10 minutes before 8 p.m., curfew went into effect. The marchers encountered scores of police officers in riot gear, including helmets, shields, batons. Bicycle police used their bikes to form a wall and prevent protesters from moving forward, while other police officers pushed from behind, a tactic known as kettling. The protesters were trapped with no way to disperse. We were being packed like sardines, one protester later recalled. Many started chanting, "Let us go." One person cried out, "You're gonna kill us, I can't breathe." And this is a report that 300 protesters marched through the streets of lower Manhattan and the lower income neighborhoods in the South Bronx, and the findings in the HRW investigation are based on the interviews or written accounts from 81 people who participated in the Mott Haven protest, interviews with 19 other community members, lawyers, activists, and city officials, along with analysis of 155 videos that were recorded during the protest. And according to the report, at least 263 people were arrested that evening. Most of those were beaten. So I mentioned yesterday, like it's this. I hate reading these stories, but this is real life. And if we don't know the truth and don't get enraged, we don't want change. From the report at 8:07, it shows officer with NYPD legal written on his uniform directing other ununiformed officers to arrest the legal observers. Legal observers can be arrested, he says. They're good to go. Footage also shows one legal observer attempting to show officers the attention, and multiple officers responding by knocking it out of her hand. I don't know what that means. Twisting her arm. This is just from the report. Twisting her arm behind her back and slamming her to the ground. One legal observer, after being restrained in zip ties, says she overheard a white shirt officer ask another officer, "Is that all the green hats?" This is about 14 more pages. I can and will post this for you. Basically, they have went ahead and filed a class action lawsuit against this. And I am so glad that there is a report on this and not just letting the police get away with it. I've seen some of the videos and they were super effing aggressive. They were punching people in their face and just keep walking. And I hope every officer that was caught on tape doing some, because if I did it, I'd be in jail. And so I want to see the same repercussions for the police officers, period. California, this really excites me. So Governor Newsom signs a bill appointing reparation task force for Black Americans in California. Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Because if y'all giving reparations, I think all the Black people moving to California, period. But I don't like Cali. All those damn fires, earthquakes. Y'all could kind of keep that. And then they have the water is disgusting, the California ocean water, because what was the nuclear reactor that exploded? And all of that nonsense is in the Pacific Ocean. I'm good. Y'all can have California for real. But I think it's dope. We've heard many conversations with Black people about whether or not reparations are real. I have my own idea on reparations. Today's Freaking Friday, so we're not going to get into it. The law creates a 9-member task force to come up with proposals for how the state could provide reparations to Black Americans, what form those reparations may take, and who would be eligible to receive them. The reparations would not be limited to slavery, but the law requires the task force to give special consideration for Black people who are descendants of slaves. The task force recommendations would not be binding. The task force must give a report to the state legislature 1 year after its first meeting. This is not just about California. This is about making an impact and a dent across the rest of the country, said the governor moments after signing the bill during the ceremony on his YouTube channel, which I think is so cute, by the way. So do you know, I am super excited for Black people this year. Not even this year, for the last 5 years, when it comes to movies, when it comes to directing, when it comes to like us, we are doing an amazing job at being first in a host of arenas that we typically were never ever allowed in unless we were the help. So Omari Hardwick, aka Ghost, and Loretta Devine is ready to put us under a spell, which is a scary movie. I cannot see Omari Hardwick as scared. Like I can't take him seriously being scary because he's Ghost. He's sexy and swagged up. We're just sort of like, oh. Like, I can't see him hiding in the corner. I hope they ain't got him punked out like that. But I do want to see Spell. It's a terrifying thriller, and it's coming to premium video on demand and digital in time for Halloween on October 30th. It's a Paramount home entertainment film. While flying to see his father's funeral in a rural area, an intense storm causes Marquise, who is Omari Hardwick, to lose control of the plane carrying him and his family. He awakens wounded, alone, and trapped in Miss Eloise Loretta Devine's attic, who claims she can nurse him back to health with a hoodoo figure she has made from his blood and skin. Unable to call for help, Marquise desperately tries to outwit and break free. What is that movie? And the crazy lady broke his leg. He was a writer, and she was like, no, write for me. And he wouldn't keep her. That's what it sounds like, but I cannot imagine this man hiding in a damn closet from a woman. When I seen Ghost pew a bunch of people in power. What time is it? It's Freaky Friday time. I'm ready. Really quickly, the University of Georgia, the officials think that the school does not have a major race problem, but the students agree. Listen, if you're a racist, you're not going to think the things you do are racist. When you're an abuser, you don't think the things that you do are abusive. And let me tell you firsthand, as a parent, I have toxic behaviors. I'm going to admit it. It is the truth. There are certain things that I could do better as a parent. I learned them through my mother and father, who learned them from their mother and father. And so there are toxic behaviors that I have as a parent, and I could be better, do better, and I am an active work in progress. With that being said, I am still toxic at the end of the day when it comes to some of my actions. But in that moment, if my kids would have been like, you're being toxic right now, and I would knock them the hell out and be like, you're on punishment. So, which is also toxic because we don't listen to our kids, who are also human. That's another topic for another day because today's Freaky Friday. But never is the oppressor ever going to think that what they do is oppressive. And it really does take for you to have some soul searching and some shadow work to be done for you to say, listen, this is a problem that I have. I am a work in progress, but I acknowledge this thing that I do. So Georgia, please acknowledge this thing that you do and do what you need to do in order to make other people feel like you are no longer racist. Last but not least, unredacted FBI documents reveal the long-standing effort by white supremacists to infiltrate law enforcement. I hate, and I say this every freaking time we talk about this, it is annoying to me that we know the truth. We know the truth. We know the damn truth, but white people always need a damn study before they're like, oh my God, Black people in Boston only make $30,000 a year. We told you that. 50% of us, yes. But this is years and decades and decades and decades. We can't afford your $3,000 a month for a 3-bedroom. Why? I don't know. Let's do a study. I'm tired of it. It's annoying. But they did a study and found that the white supremacists are like, listen, if we infiltrate the police as the KKK, we will be able to further our agenda. It don't take no rocket scientists to know that. We been knew that. Y'all just figuring it out because you did a study? Y'all sound dumb. I'm annoyed. So I'm going to take a really quick break. You okay with that? You okay with that? I wish I wrote a song so I could play my song. So YouTube wouldn't kick me off Facebook because it's mine. Oh, you know what I'm going to play? I got one for you. I got you. I got you. I forgot the damn song. I forgot. But I'm going to play it for you because it's cute and it's right up our alley for the day. Right what we need. High off you.
Remember sneaking out and ignoring my curfew just to make sure that I got the scent of your perfume on my collar when I walked about the door. I swear the thought of that had me running back for more, and I can never deny the feeling. Went from $1 million daydreaming to a zillion. Had it night and day blowing through the ceiling, living in the sky all day, feeling high all day with good reason. Never acted like you was too tall to fall, cause we always stood even though I know it be hard at times. You tell me all the time my dream is something you believe in. Told me you couldn't imagine leaving. I'd be lying if I told you you ain't had me fiending. So I tell you all the time your love is hard to find, so you be mindful as long as it's breathing. Clock ticking as the world spin. Sure they got me feeling like I'm in the whirlwind. Ride with her to the world, and then we rolling high in the sky, me and my girl. And on top is where we destined to be. Knowing I got it is a blessing to me, cause it's depressing to see the world turning for the worse, and all of life's blessings are turning into a curse. But as long as I got her, I don't gotta worry about a thing. Only thing that she missing is a ring, but sure you know that I got her, so she don't gotta worry about a thing. Only queens are suitable for a king, plus I'm something you believe in. I swore I thought I told you I'd be lying if I told you you ain't had me fiending. So I tell you all the time your love is hard to find, so you be mindful as long as it's breathing. Baby, I'm feeling alive. Feeling alive tonight. 'Cause I get high on you. I get high on you. I get high on you. Baby, I'm feeling alive. Got me feeling alive tonight. 'Cause I get high on you. I get high on you. I get high on you. I I be thinking about them nights when we together. No, I don't wanna let them nights end. Even better when we be making up from fights in. And I lay you down on the bed and lay the pipe on. Girl, you one of a kind. How out of all these other men you just wanna be mine? We living life about a minute with one at a time. Sitting here thinking who I wanna spend my life with. Nobody coming to mind but you. Tell me how could we get a better view? We on top of the world, higher than you ever knew. Take advantage of you was something I would never do. Picture me slipping up and putting something ahead of you. So I don't mind telling you one more time that you got me fiending. So I tell you all the time, your love is hard to find. So you be mine for as long as it breathing.
Do you get high off me? Let me know. Do I make you hot, baby? Do I make you hot? What I do? What I do to you? Tell me what I do to you. That's what I want to hear. Tell me what I do to you. Yo, let's talk about this for real. Polyamorous relationships versus monogamy. So y'all already cheating on each other, right? Nah? But is you? So there's this chick on IG. So first and foremost, I want to shout out Cas Facts because he is crazy and there is something wrong with him. Like, now you know there's something wrong with him. So for those who don't know, Cas Facts is some weird dude who be posting mad weird stuff, but it be so true though. He'd be like, yo, let me just read them. So he'll say something on the lines of, shorty went out with her girls, but she was really with the side boo who took her to Roof Chris, had her eating the $250 steaks, and they were laughing at the table because you at home eating steakums. Just crazy off the wall stuff like that. Like, what was the other thing he posted? I was like, yo, that was facts, but I didn't want to admit that it was facts. It really is. Like, they really do be facts, but don't nobody want to say it. Don't nobody want to talk about it. Just asked me to go half of my own birthday gift. What did you ask him for? A vacation in Puerto Rico. This is why I have 3 different dudes. Just one dude is not enough these days. You're absolutely right, sis. I might go with somebody else. Her friend. Who you going with? Your ex? And she's like, nah, this Dominican dude named something. And then it'd be like, what the Dominican dude look like. It's just, I like Cas Facts. What's up, VOG? How you doing? How you feel? What's up, Philip? What's going on with you? And Kaylin's still on the line. So Cas Facts shouted out this BBW who is absolutely gorgeous. She is so pretty with her chunky self. And so he shouted her out because she's doing a polyamorous relationship beautifully. So she's on IG as Passion Jones. Let me show you, for those that are watching. Yes. Super pretty. She doesn't have no pictures without makeup. I feel some type of way about that because I just want to see a natural, boo. Can I just see a natural? Can I see what you look like without all that extra? This is what she used to look like. Everybody getting their bodies done, B. Everybody is getting. What's going on, Guzzy? Shout out Guzzy on, I was going to say on Primark. What's the thing called? Periscope. So everybody getting their body done. If I could tell you, like, I want to get mine done. I do. Why? 'Cause I just want to get rid of a fupa. So I had a C-section with a Nari at 20. And ever since then, I couldn't get rid of this fupa. But the pum-pum be juicy as hell because of the fupa. So I don't know. I might want to keep it. But I hate it. I can't stand it. It's annoying. Polyamorous, monogamous. So when we are here in America, and America says you are supposed to be with one person for the rest of your life, and this one person is supposed to be your soulmate. But when you take a look at like back in the day, that's not how we operated. We were like lions. There was the chief, long live the chief. So there was the chief, and then everybody smashed everybody, and it was the village raised the kids because it was the village kids. You don't know whose daddy it was. You don't know whose daddy was whose daddy because it was free range. And the village raised the kids because it was the village kid. She belonged to the village. He belonged to the village. The baby belonged to the village. That's where we were when we were in our natural state where melanin pops. And then we came over to this we were kidnapped to this discovered land that already had people here. And we're told that marriage is a business. And even in the Bible, they talk about like he sold his daughter for 4 sheep and a goat. It was a business. It was a transaction. I'm going to give you my daughter. You might get the ugly one. You might get the cute one. It depends on how I feel that day. But you're going to get one of these daughters to help you procreate so we can bind our lands together, so we can help one another, so we can flourish. It was a transaction. No, like, love was never a thing in marriage, in procreation, until recently. It was never about love. It was about, they got mad land over there. They got mad, what do you think bad? They got mad sheep. I want some of his sheep. He wants some of your pum-pum. I'm sorry, daughter. You're 13. You have to go. I have to sell you. I want some sheep. It was never about love. And so now here we are. Shout out to Virginia. Virginia's in the building. Now here we are, years later, mad that Steve cheating on us because it's in Steve's DNA to go out and spread his seed. Yo, I saw a meme the other day. Y'all know I'll be here for the comments, right? So I saw a meme the other day that was just like, a woman can get pregnant once every 9 months. A man can impregnate a woman once every 9 minutes or 90 minutes or whenever his sac refills. And so to give women birth control, I think it should be men that should be on birth control because y'all the one that plant seeds. It takes us 9 months before we give birth. And if you ever push the baby out, you know damn well you ain't trying to have sex 3-4 months later, until 3-4 months later. So, but the craziest thing is after you give birth, you be horny as hell. Like you be so ready to jump on it as soon as the baby come out. It's like ready, set, let's go. But the way your body's set up, you can't. So I don't necessarily understand why we were built in that capacity. I need help. Let me see if we can try and get back on Facebook because they kicked us off. And so we're not playing any more music and we're just talking about penis. So let's see if they bring us back. I would like to be back. Let's remove it and come back and see if they allow us to. Yes, here we go. Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. What's going on Facebook? So I just want them hormones. Kaylin, I don't know, but the hormones shouldn't be like that. So for those that are just now tuning in, we're having a conversation about polyamorous relationships. And instead of set the scene. We went back in history to understand that once upon a time, the village raised the kids, but the village raised the kids because he was the village and she was the village, and everybody was for everyone. Like, you didn't just have one person that you were with forever. Once upon a time, it wasn't like that. And then it became transactional. Daddy sold his daughter in order to get sheep and goats and land. And it was about business relationships. Who can we partner with? Who can we marry? How can we absorb some equally yoked finances over here? Then it turned into, I love them. But Daddy, I don't want to marry him. I want to marry the love of my life. And Daddy's like, I don't care who you love. This is who you're going to marry because it's good for the family. But you could cheat on the side, though. Men have always cheated. So it is really difficult for a man who can procreate 1,000,000 times in a lifetime if he truly wanted to. My Uncle Lee got 22 kids that we know of. And I know there's kids that are running around Boston, D.C., Georgia, that we have no idea where they are. There's men with 78 kids. There's what island? Oh, gosh. I have to think. So there's an island a man on an island that procreated, and everyone on the island is related to this man. An entire, in the biblical sense, he has an entire tribe and his generations and generations. And when you think about in the Bible, they talk about flourishing your generations. How you going to do that with 2 kids? Unless your kids have kids, 22 and 32 kids. When it even comes to the animal kingdom, animals that mate for life, there's a shorter list of animals there's 11 animals. What is it? Taxidermy, taxologist. How many species of animals are there? There are 8.7 million species of animals on the earth that we know of, because we don't know everything about the Amazon, and we don't know everything about the Amazon is in South America, and the Congo, is it Congo? The Congo River, they're untapped. Medicinal, untapped, species, untapped. There's animals in there we have no idea about. They even believe that there's tribes that are still hidden that we haven't even made contact with yet. There are species above species that we have no idea about when it comes to just the Amazon alone, and then the Congo as well. But 8.7 million species, and there's only 11 damn monogamous animals. Do you feel me? Are you hearing what I'm actually saying? The words that are coming out of my mouth. When it comes to the animal kingdom, 8.7 million species of animals. And only 11 of them mate for life. And so these 11 animals that mate for life are humans. Macaroni penguins. If you watched Happy Feet, it's the one with the yellow feathers, the really, really short, cute ones with the yellow feathers on top. Those are macaroni penguins. Sandhill cranes. I have no idea what a sandhill crane is, but that's one of them. Seahorses. They're so cute to me. And the fact that the male has to carry the kid and give birth. I wish we could do the same here. Come here, baby. Take this. You hold that for the next 9 months. Come holler at me. Let me know how your body feel. Seahorses, gray wolves, barn owls, shingleback skinks, which kind of looks like they look like snakes with legs. Like the way that their face is constructed and the way that their bodies are built, they look like snakes with, what are those things with the pointed tongue? Lizard. Snakes with lizard legs. So the shingleback skink is a type of lizard native to Australia that returns to the same partner each mating season. But boo, I don't know who you kissing on, who you caressing on, and who you sexing on when you not with me outside of mating season. Mating season just means we're procreating, but who you smashing for the rest of the year? So I don't want to say that they're 100% monogamous, okay? Can we leave them with the other 8.7 million? Their partnership could last more than 20 years. Couples even walk close together with the male following slightly behind his mate, which is so cute because protect my back, boo. Get my back. Bald eagles are another one that mate for life. Gibbons, they're monkeys that have really, really long arms and small faces. They're considered small apes, and they have relationships that can mirror those of humans. In that couples do cheat, they do break up, and they even remarry. How you going? They remarry? Because please tell me where the pastor is marrying them. Please, where animals marry at? Relationships aren't easy for these animals, and sometimes they don't stay together. So even though they may be monogamous, even the damn Gabon monkeys cheat on each other. The black vulture. During courtship, the male vulture circles the female with his extended neck and then chase dives towards her. Couples stay together all year round, and once eggs join their family, they take turns incubating them for 24-hour shifts. Yo, can these men get these kids for 24 hours though? They're not as dangerous as you think. Black vultures, beavers mate for life. Let me tell you, hold on. Beavers don't really mate for life. The reason is hard work. They over here building dams. They building dams and need somebody to be by their side, helping them the entire time. So yes, I'm gonna be faithful because you're gonna help me build this house. I'm lying. I don't really know if that's the reason. But beavers, there's not much known about how beavers find their mate, but once they do, they stick with their partner for life. A genetic study even found that beavers stay faithful to their mates. Granted, this only applies to European beavers, not the African ones. We don't believe it. Let's see if this is a real caller this time. Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This is Taylor Andre. Nope, they didn't want to talk. I'm glad we got a phone line in the building, and as soon as I get the phone number, you guys can call. Hold on, I think we do have, I don't know if it's connected. Is it connected? Can I connect it? The phone number is 617-272-3387. One more time, 617-272-3387. Somebody call me so we can figure this out and tell me out of 7.8 million species why only 11 animals on Earth are monogamous, including swans. And that's the end of the list, baby. That's it. 11. Really 12 because humans are considered animals in the taxonomy, the tax portion of categorizing animals. And so one more time, just so you know, the 11 out of 7.8 million are penguins, macaroni penguins, the ones with the yellow feathers on the top of their head. Sandhill cranes, which is a bird, seahorses, gray wolves, barn owls, black shingle skinks, aka lizards, bald eagles, one type of monkey that will cheat on each other, break up with each other, and even get into another monogamous relationship, which technically they shouldn't even be on this damn list. Black vultures, beavers, swans, and humans. And the other 8.7 million smash whenever they want, whomever they want, whenever they want. And so can we please talk about how we the people may or may not need to reconsider what we think is a relationship? Oh, can we put them on speakerphone? I just have a question. Would you enter into a monogamous, into a polyamorous relationship? See or no? Would you? Let's switch this over. I want to, give me a second. I want to switch this over so we can try and get some more comments in here. So it's not just me. Give me one moment. You guys are not going anywhere. That was just for the people them on radio. I really want Facebook to come through for the win. Let me see if we could do this like this. Give me a reason. Is the camera HD? Now, how do we start? My ass can't spell worth of nothing. Oh, that's what I wanted to do, unless you put them on speakerphone. Hey! Let's end this and just drag it. Spark, FM Online. Thank you so much for your patience. I really, really love you and I appreciate you. I want you guys to hit me anonymously. If you can hit me anonymously on Facebook, that would be dope. You don't have to like tell all your business. I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing. All by myself. I want to share as Taylor Andre. Share to the page. There we go. And there's this dumb app that somebody added me to that we about to go live. And they are super ignorant. And so we're about to get mad, ignorant ass comments from them. Let's go live. Hey. Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Taylor Andre. Waking up with Taylor Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. Today we are talking about polyamorous relationships versus monogamous relationships. And so there are 7.8 million animals in the world that are not practicing monogamy. There are only 11 animals that we know about out of the 7.8 that are actually maintaining a relationship with their mate year-round. And so I want to know from you, would you engage in a polyamorous relationship, or are you good with this monogamy thing on paper, but y'all stay cheating on each other? Can we talk about that? Because the truth of the matter is, and we're about to go back on air. I wanna know, would you like to? Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Taylor Andre. Waking up with Taylor Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. So I took a quick break and we fixed a few things so we could make sure our Facebook was good. And the question of the day is whether or not you would engage in a polyamorous relationship knowing damn well that your spouse is not faithful to you. So you are in a relationship, you were in a relationship previously, you had a relationship, and y'all were cheating on each other. You cheated on her, she cheated on you, y'all been cheating, you get mad that you cheated because you thought you were in a relationship where you guys were like, always and forever, but always ain't forever all the time. And so would it just be better for you to say, listen, I know you want to cheat. You know, what movie was it? It was just like, do you want a hall pass? Are you interested in a hall pass? Do you want like a weekend to go out and do what you want to do and then you could come back and we could talk about it? Or like, how do you want to do this? Could that work? Could it work having a polyamorous relationship? Could it work? Would you be able, like with your ego, you have to be extremely mature and there has to be guidelines. Could you really like have a girl that you love, not somebody you just smashing, but somebody that you love, that you want to be with, that you want to spend the rest of your life? What does that look like when y'all both 80 years old, still trying? I just had there's this video. I watch porn regularly, and there's this porn that popped up while I was watching. It was like these two older people, and they're sitting on the couch and they're hunching. It's a hunching is a southern term, but in this video they were hunching. I don't care where they were, but he's sitting there and she's riding him. And like, even the beginning of it, it's going to be me because I'm still going to want somebody at 90. I'm still going to want somebody at 120. Like, I'm still going to want that penis, that hat penis. I'm going to want it. But I cannot imagine me like engaged in a polyamorous relationship. I have my husband, I have my boyfriend, I have my girlfriend, I have everybody. If I could, I would. I really do want a girlfriend. I want a girlfriend because I just want her to be at home with the kids and cook. I want to work. That's all I want to do. I don't want no other job but to work. Just let me work and do what I want to do, and she can be home with kids. Why she can't be home with kids? Why my girlfriend and my boyfriend can't be home at kids while me and my husband are... No, yeah, that didn't work. I thought about that for a second. I don't like the way it sounds. Boss Man said it ain't for everybody. Monogamy ain't for everybody either. You're right. Not everything is meant for everybody, but I think we walk into situations all the time and we don't understand that... First and foremost, we walk into situationships and automatically think it's going to be a forever situation without having real conversations about people and what it is that they believe and what it is that they want. And we just go into relationships with these preconceived notions without even having a real discussion at all. Like, no talking. I was speaking to my daddy and my stepmom the other day. And my dad was like, listen, we went out on a date and she set the guidelines. She said, don't ever do anything while we're dating that you don't plan on doing for the rest of our life. Like, period. These are my rules. Either you going to abide by them or you're not. My daddy said he's still doing things today because he did them in the beginning that he wish he didn't do. How many times are we having conversations? How many times are we like, are you healed from your past relationship? Do you still keep in touch with your ex? Like, those are never the questions. We be asking dumbass questions like, what's your favorite color? Where you like to be kissed? Like, those matter not. Do you want to screw me and only me for the next 20 years? 40 years, 60 years. If I was the only pum-pum forever, would you be okay with that? No. Don't answer right now. I know how much you love women. I know you love all black women. You love skinny black women. You love fat black women. You love BBW. You love short hair. You love long hair. You love melanated creatures. All of them. Javid. Is that how you say your name? Javid? Javid said no. He said he could not do a polyamorous relationship. David said, I hope you don't mind, I'm Nigerian, and he could I ever told you about that story? I was in Ethiopia, and the Nigerian told me, he was just like, hello, I would like for you to be my girlfriend. I said, but isn't your girlfriend over there? He said, no, that's my mistress. He got a wife at home, the mistress at the club, and he was trying to make me the girlfriend. I said, no, baby, I'm good. And the thing about it is, I'm a Taurus. And if you know anything about Taurus, we are so selfish. We are the most selfish zodiac sign in the entire galaxy. We want what we want, when we want it, how we want it, served to us the way that we ask for it to be served. This is why I can't even go out to eat. I have to cook food at home because I want what I want, how I want it. Period. So I couldn't, in being selfish like that, I could not imagine, like, I call your phone and you don't answer. Mind you, your ass might be at work, but I'm like, oh, you was with Felicia, weren't you? No, I was at work. Why you lying? I know you were with Felicia. Felicia ain't answer her phone either. Like, I don't think I could actually be in a polyamorous relationship, even though it sounds really fun. It sounds fun to, when this one is at work and can't accommodate all of my needs, and I want to go out to dinner, I want to go dancing, I love to dance, and you're at work and you're doing whatever, you have kids, you have to spend time with ma or grandma or whoever you gotta spend time with, and I'm here, I might want to call boo number 2 and go out to dinner. But at the end of the day, I can't just turn around and accept the fact that you and Felicia done went on a date. I don't want nobody calling my phone like, did you just see your husband with some other woman? And she's gorgeous. Like, I'm going to be in my feelings. So I'm selfish because I want you all to myself. But at the same time, I might want her all to myself, and him all to myself, and them all to myself. And so for me, it's difficult. And to thy own self be true. I have to know who I am and who I'm dealing with. I would not be able to be in a polyamorous relationship. Jerome said, I'm trying to talk my wife into one, but she's tripping. Uncle Jerome, you are never going to... Listen, Uncle Jerome, you can't even be on the phone. She's going to be like, oh, you on the phone with Jake from State Farm? Give me the phone. Give me the phone. Who's this? Jake. Why she can make her voice sound like a man? Like, Uncle Jerome, it's not going to work for you. I have to be transparent. I think I want 2 boyfriends. I do, but I don't, because I just want one. But I understand that he might be busy. And I don't want to share, but I want to be shared. Does that make sense? Let me go back. This is an adult conversation. Like, you have to be honest. Don't nobody have honest conversations like this? Don't nobody want to tell the truth? I promise to tell the truth. You can't even say truth. What do you say? You can't tell the truth if you can't even say it. I promise to tell the truth. Nobody. Ask your daddy how I operate. Ask your wife when she watched this video how you operate. How about that, Uncle Jerome? Uncle Jerome is over here in the comments making all types of disparaging remarks against himself. You're going to get your ass whooped today, Jerome. Bossman said it's not for everyone. Not everyone can engage because of subliminal conditioning and programming. Individuals don't even know what true love is. Yo, that's another topic for a whole nother day. You remember I brought this up on Monday when we were talking about shadow work, and we were talking about whether or not it's just like shadow work is when you look in the mirror and you say something. I love him. And then the first comment that comes to you is the comment that you say, and you're like, you don't love him. You love the fact that he feeds you really well. He buys you jewelry and he picks out your favorite sneakers. Like, you don't love him. You love what he does for you. It's just like, damn, that's the truth. And on Monday, Marcella was in the building and we were talking about that. And when we walked out, she was like, I really don't love him. I just enjoy the sex. We really truly don't know what love is. Our grandparents might have a better understanding of what love is, but we are far removed. We'd be like, he can cook and he's a good daddy and the sex is great. I think I will mate with him for life. But yet you won't even be in love with this person. Y'all don't have no deep, intimate conversations. Y'all don't even know each other for real. It's crazy like how we think we love someone and won't even know their middle name. I hope you don't mind. Nigerians. Hold on. Where's my Nigerian at? Can you tell me, David, whether or not all Nigerians engage in polyamorous relationships? She's right behind me. Uncle Jerome, did you get in trouble? I'm sorry. I'm interested in knowing whether or not, based on what you know of your Nigerian culture, are multiple Nigerians okay with polyamorous relationships? And how are African women accepting or unaccepting of this? Like, how does that work as far as the women are concerned? Because, and again, when we talk about polyamorous relationships, I'm not just talking about smashing. I'm not just talking about having multiple sex partners. I'm talking about a relationship where and just think about this for a second, where we put our money together. So that instead of one income, you got three incomes. People making $30,000 in the city of Boston. 50% of Bostonians make under $30,000 a year. 3 Bostonians making $30,000, $90,000. You went from being able to afford an $89,000 house to being able to get a $400,000 house. It kind of makes mathematical sense here. Is that something that you would not engage in? You go from being a single parent to being a 3-parent household. Three parents taking care of children, 3 parents washing clothes, 3 parents doing dishes. You go from doing everything on your own to having a team. Boss Man says that he loves variety. It's immature and sharing is caring. Monogamy is nothing but drama and delusion. A female should know by now men are not faithful. It's immature. Uncle Jerome, I am wondering, you might have to go in the closet to answer this question, but Uncle Jerome is one of the most monogamous people that I know, and I am wondering, have you ever engaged in activity that was outside of your monogamy? How many people that have been married for years and years and years and years and years and years, please inbox me. Inbox me, send me a text message. I want to know how many people are in love and have long-standing love, but yet the long-standing love has maintained because they have secretly cheated. And I truly believe that long-standing relationships that last is because somebody's cheating on somebody. There is a deficit. Like, there is no way that one person can fulfill all of your needs all of the time. And so when you hit that deficit, is you or is you ain't finna smash someone else. And sometimes it has nothing to do with just smashing. Sometimes it could be intimacy. Sometimes it could be, I want extra affection and this person's not affectionate. Sometimes it's like, damn, like I want my feet rubbed and you don't have a foot fetish. Sometimes it's like, yo, I want you to be able to cook and your mama didn't teach you. Sometimes it's like, I'm wondering, which position do I enjoy the most? I enjoy being loved. If we're going to talk about just position, like whether it's I've never been in I'm lying. I have been in a polyamorous relationship. I have. It didn't last long. It was cute. And it was amazing, actually, now that I think about it. Like, if I am to take myself out of it, and polyamorous in the sex of, like, there was no sex. So I don't know if it's still polyamorous, but it was like 3 adults in one household. Actually, if you really talk about it, because the neighbor lived across the street and my door was open, her door was open, and so it was really like a 5. That's still poly though, right? It was multiple. It was like 5 adults and 4 kids. And when I tell you, like, we had so much fun. Uncle Jerome said, you know, black men don't cheat. That's a lie. It was fun because you get the feeling and the understanding of, like, it takes a village to raise a child. You just didn't have one parent, and it was less like, I'm going to beat you for this thing, and it was more like, sit down in front of these 5 adults and explain to us what you did so we can then talk to you for the next 45 minutes. And it was a different level of parenting. It was a different level of community when it came to, like, all of the adulting and responsibilities. Mind you, none of our finances were commingled, but I don't want to say it was a polyamorous relationship, but I kind of do. What it was is I was in a relationship, and my best friend damn near lived at my house because she never went home. And then my neighbor was a friend who's literally, our doors were open, and so it was like, come and go as you please. And so it kind of felt like a polyamorous relationship because of how much community was involved in everything. Community was involved in the cleaning, community was involved in the cooking, community was involved in the child rearing, community was involved when we did group activities in the backyard, community was involved, you know, when we played cards or played board games or watched TV. Like, it is that was the only time in my life that I got to, I'm lying. I don't know why I told that lie. What it did was it brought me back into my childhood when all 20 of us lived in a house, when you slept with your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your big cousin, who's really an aunt because she was born last. Like, it's when you have a huge family, and if you are like what's it called when you're a single kid? Only child. If you, I swear, you think English is a second language for me, the way words do not come out my mouth. Somebody just called me their ex-girlfriend. Listen, that's not what's happening here. No, thank you. When you come from a big family, there's a level of community that is inexplainable. There's no words that can explain coming from a big family, and a big family that lives together. It's not like the Greenleaf drama and BS. It's like a level of community that is absolutely beautiful. So would I be for a polyamorous relationship? I believe I could, but I would need to be, like Boss Man said, I would definitely need to be relearned. I would have to unlearn everything I know and be retaught, because I have subconsciously absorbed all of these beliefs that I am supposed to be with one person, and this one person is supposed to fulfill all of my needs, and I am supposed to be happy with this one person forever. When the truth of the matter is, I don't know if that is physically possible, but at the end of the day, the thing that I am certain of is there is a picture of an elder who's sitting in a chair, and he has on glasses, and he is in a rocking chair it's like a recliner, but it rocks, and he's holding his wife, and she is sleeping. And when I tell you, when I go to sleep at night, that is the image that I actually want in my life. I want to be able to sit in my rocking chair with my husband and rock steady. Like, that is my end all be all, to be drinking homemade lemonade out of the green lemons, not the yellow ones, and to be able to just be on my porch with my boo. But at the same time, the young Taylor just want to smash and pat. I do, but I don't. Yeah, I'm human. And sometimes I be scrolling through the Instagrams, and sometimes I want to make somebody mine for a time. But we have come to the top of the hour. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Come in. I'm encroaching on your time. Thank you. I want a sweater. Danielle, I want a sweater. Yo, show them the sweater. Look at the sweaters. $25 online. Get yours today. I want one. Hola. So it is 1:00. Our time is done. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Think about it. A polyamorous relationship. Whether or not you think you could do it, I still want your comments. I still want to read them because you know I just be here for the comments, y'all. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell real estate, TAYLAANDRE.com. Anybody who needs to clean up their credit, anyone who is looking to purchase in the next 10 years. 10 years, yes. Go to TAYLAANDRE and get Finally Home, the book, the step-by-step guide for people preparing for first-time home ownership. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll be back for Motivational Monday on Monday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mwah. Mwah. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you. Mwah. Thank you. Yo, this thing's not letting me stop this broadcast, B. There we go.